Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital. Lulu wakes and Dante rages. General Hospital sees Lulu Spencer's, Emmy Rylan, liver transplant surgery is around the corner. And Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, may lose the woman he loves. Lulu is set to wake up from her coma. But she will awake to chaos she did not expect. General Hospital recently saw Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, drop her kids off at the Quartermain mansion. And Dante talked to Cody Bell, Josh Kelly. Sam had to remind Drew, Cameron Matheson, and Jason, Steve Burton, to spend time with their children. And this was while she was healing from surgery. And shouldn't Jason and Drew already be seeing their kids regularly? General Hospital. Dante opens up to Cody about his feelings for Lulu and Sam. At the stables, Dante opened up to Cody. He said he was proud of Sam for being strong. And he appreciates that she is willing to take a risk to help Lulu. Cody asked about Dante's feelings. And he clarified that he will always love Lulu. She is as part of his past and the mother of his son. But he sees Sam as his future. Cody wasn't sure if Dante was trying to convince himself or Cody. General Hospital sees Laura Spencer, Jeannie Francis, and Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, get word that Lulu's surgery may not be successful. Laura was shocked to learn that Sam might back out of donating to Lulu. GH spoilers, Lulu's awakening and Sam's sacrifice to bring heartache for Dante. General Hospital fans know Lulu will wake up. And this is because the role has been recast with Alexa Havens. Lulu went into a coma 4 years ago. And she had a brain injury from the floating rib explosion. This was because of her uncle Cyrus Renaud, Jeff Kober. She was about to confess her love to Dante. But she collapsed in the chapel. When Lulu comes to, she will likely still believe it's late 2020. So Lulu will not know how much time has passed. She will want to tell Dante that she loves him. But he may not be ready to hear it. Dante is now in love with Sam. And they are living together like a married couple. Sam's impending death, which will allow Lulu to live, will be a bitter pill for Dante to swallow. The timing of Lulu waking up and Sam's death will be crucial. Dante will be grieving the loss while Lulu tries to pick up where she left off. Lulu will be confused about everything that has happened while she was in a coma. And this includes the deaths of her father, Luke Spencer, Anthony Geary, and her Aunt Bobby Spencer, Jacqueline Zaman. Dante deals with his grief and the constant reminder of Sam's sacrifice. And this happens every time he sees Lulu. Dante and Lulu have a long road ahead of them. The atmosphere at General Hospital felt strangely electric, as if the building itself sensed the tremor about to ripple across Port Charles. In a quiet room on the 10th floor, a woman who had been silent for years hovered at the edge of consciousness. Machines beeped softly, air hummed, and hope, once buried, began to stir again. Lulu Spencer's eyelashes fluttered. No nurses noticed at first. It was too delicate, too quick. But the soft whisper of movement continued. A brief twitch of her fingers, a shallow shift of her breathing, until finally, Epiphany Johnson Jr., on her rounds, froze mid-step. Her eyes widened. "Lulu," she whispered, the name trembling out of her. Lulu's eyelids fluttered again, this time with more force, and Epiphany rushed to her side. "Okay, sweetheart," she said softly, her voice steady even as her heart thundered. "If you can hear me, squeeze my hand." A moment of stillness. Then, pressure. Weak but certain. "Good Lord," Epiphany breathed before hitting the emergency call button. Olivia Falconeri arrived first, breathless from sprinting across the hospital. She nearly collapsed when she saw her daughter-in-law's eyes, half open but undeniably alive. "Lulu, baby, it's Mama O," she said, clutching her hand. "We're all right here. We've been waiting for you." Lulu's gaze darted around, unfocused at first, then settling on Olivia's face. Her lips parted, but sound refused to come. "It's okay," Olivia soothed. "Don't you rush. Take your time. Dr. Robinson is coming." Behind her, Laura rushed in moments later, tears spilling instantly. "My baby," she gasped. "My beautiful girl." Lulu blinked at her mother, then at the room, struggling to understand how much time had passed. And then she tried to speak again. This time, a single strained whisper escaped. Dante! Olivia and Laura exchanged a look, one filled with joy and dread. Across town, Dante Falconeri sat at the police station staring at a file he couldn't get out of his head. Charlotte's DNA report. Another Cassadine secret. Another danger connected to the girl he loved like his own. Nicholas had insisted he had everything under control. Victor had insisted he'd left nothing behind. Valentine had insisted Charlotte was fine. Dante didn't believe any of them. He just slammed the file shut when his phone rang. He almost ignored it, until he saw the caller ID. General Hospital. His breath hitched. Yeah, this is Detective Falconeri. The nurse on the other end spoke quickly. Your wife is awake. Dante didn't remember standing. Didn't remember grabbing his keys. Didn't remember shoving past Jordan, who shouted after him. All he knew was that he was running, faster than he ever had, his heart pounding with hope, fear, guilt, and every emotion he'd buried just as a hospital room seconds later. Everything, and everyone, fell silent at the sight of him. Lulu's eyes lifted toward the doorway. The second she saw him, her entire face softened, her entire body eased as if Dante's presence alone anchored her to the world. Hey, Dante breathed, his voice cracking as he stepped toward her bed. D. Lulu rasped, struggling. Dante. He took her hand, tears burning his eyes. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Olivia and Laura quietly stepped out, giving them space. Lulu continued staring at him, her expression shifting from relief to confusion to something sharper. Her gaze darted to the ring on his finger, then to her own hand, bare. She swallowed. How long? Dante exhaled a slow, painful breath. Almost 4 years. Her eyes widened. And Lulu's voice broke. Rocco. Charlotte. They're okay, Dante said quickly. They're safe. They've missed you so much. Lulu nodded weakly, but her eyes were already filling with tears as she studied the man she'd married, the man who'd held vigil for months, then had been forced to let go. Dante, she whispered again. You moved on. The words hit him like a blow. His jaw tensed. Lulu. Listen. I never stopped loving you. Not for a second. But I didn't know this would happen. I didn't know you'd come back. I understand, she croaked. But the heartbreak in her eyes gave her away. Dante's hands clenched. His voice trembled. If I could take back every step forward, I would. If I could undo anything that hurt you. Lulu shook her head. No. No guilt. You deserved happiness. He closed his eyes, swallowing hard. But before either of them could say more, a faint knock came at the door. Nina stepped in, hesitant. Laura asked me to bring the doctor. Her voice cut off sharply when Lulu's eyes locked onto her. The air thickened instantly. Lulu blinked, studying Nina, confused. You're with Dante now? Nina froze. No, she said, visibly flustered. No, that's Dante and we're not. Dante's jaw flexed. Lulu had sensed the one truth no one wanted said aloud. He'd moved on. And the woman he'd moved on with? Someone Lulu would never have approved of. Dante turned, anger rising, not at Lulu, but at everything that had led them here. At the universe for forcing choices no one should ever have to make. At the Cassadines for putting Lulu in that coma. At the people whispering, judging, waiting for the fallout. Nina, go, he said sharply. She flinched but nodded, backing out. As the door closed, Dante's rage broke through the thin wall he'd been holding up. This is Victor's fault, he snapped, startling Lulu. All of it. If that bastard hadn't targeted you, if the Cassadines hadn't dragged you into their insanity, you'd never have been hurt. You'd never have lost years. We'd still be a family. Lulu reached for him, her voice weak but firm. Dante, stop. Don't let them own any more of our lives. But Dante wasn't done. I swear to you, Lulu, he said, his voice a deep growl. I'll make every single person who kept you from us pay. I don't care who they are. I don't care how long it takes. You deserve better. You deserve justice. Lulu blinked, startled by the intensity, by the raw fury radiating off him. Dante, she whispered. "Come back to me." His breathing slowed. His shoulders dropped. And then he leaned forward, pressing his forehead gently to hers. "I'm here," he whispered. "I'm right here." Tears slid down Lulu's cheeks. But beneath the reunion, beneath the relief, danger rippled like a shadow. Because Dante wasn't the only one who'd just learned Lulu Spencer was awake. Miles away, in a dark corner of Windmere, the news reached a pair of ears that froze with dread. "Lulu's awake?"